Hey guys, how's it going? It's Amy. Happy Memorial Day. It's Memorial Day weekend. Memorial Day's not until Monday, but today is Saturday. I don't even know what the date is. Hold on, let me grab my phone. It's May 27th. So happy May 27th. Hope you guys are doing good. It's been a crazy week for me. There's a lot of stuff kind of going on. I'm still trying to figure out how to deal with it. A lot of stress sort of things. Nothing super terrible, life-altering or anything like that. Just stress, and particularly with some work stuff, and just trying to deal with that. And I still have this remodeling project happening at my house. It's like the project that will never end, and that's a little bit stressful, especially when I work from home. It's been going on for like 3 months. They're in the home stretch, and hopefully they'll be done very, very soon. So I have run all my errands today, and I'll get to that in a little bit. And now I'm getting day drunk. Low carb beer. Actually, this flavor is really good. So this is Mick Ultra Lime Cactus. For those of you out there who are less than 1 year post-op, no, not yet. Not today. But those of you who are, cheers. So, this last week I had to travel for business. Without getting into all the sordid details about what's going on with my work, a couple of weeks ago I kind of got a promotion. I did get a promotion. I definitely did. My company, my smaller company was acquired by another company about 2 years ago. And then another company, so my parent company also acquired another huge company, probably within the last 6 months to a year. And that new company is about, I don't know, probably 5 to 6 times the size of my little company that I originally came from. So now we're like in the process of integrating all of the teams together under one big thing. So I'm kind of between bosses. So I still currently report to my current boss, but I suspect that's going to change as the integrations change. So I report to this one VP, and now I think I'm going to report to this other VP, and I'm going to be in charge of a program over all of the organizations under our parent company. So anyway, I had to travel to the big company's headquarters this week to talk about integration plans and blah, blah, blah. And that was fine. You know, I work from home. It's been a long time since I've been working out of an office, and I've got this construction project happening at my house. It was good to get away. It was only for a few days. It was great to get away and like actually interact with people, and that was good. And I wasn't too worried about I was only gone for a few days, so I tried to eat, high protein stuff as much as I could, drink all my water, take my vitamins, all that stuff. I didn't have any protein supplements like, protein shakes or protein powder or anything like that, but, it was only for a couple of days, and I got in as much protein as I possibly could, with the food that I ate. Fine, no big deal. So we're in these meetings, and I find out that because this integration project is huge, and there's a lot to accomplish in the next 90 days, they want me to go back, they want me to travel for work every other week for the next 3 months. So like gone for a week, home for a week. Gone for a week, home for a week. And after working from home for a really long time, I have my routine. I work out of my house, and I do my cardio, do my exercise every day because I'm fortunate enough to have that sort of set up here at the house. And all of a sudden you go from basically being a recluse to the complete opposite, which is essentially being a road warrior for the next 3 months. I'm trying to figure out how to deal with that. So these are the directives that my new boss, my new soon-to-be boss, is giving me, that he wants me to do this. So I reached out to my current boss. I was like, hey, I'm going to have to do all this travel. You're ultimately going to have to approve it because on the books, you're still my boss, and you're going to have to approve it. And he, of course, has questions about it and all this stuff. So I think there's a little bit of a pissing match between my two managers, or my two VPs, who both think that they have claim to me. And it's just like, you know what, you guys figure it out, tell me what it is that you want me to do, and we'll go from there. So anyway, this morning I had to run a bunch of errands. I was able to, because I've been working from home for so long, I've got plenty of bumming around the house sort of clothes, but not a whole lot of like business professional sort of stuff. I had a couple outfits enough to get me through certainly this last visit, but I had to go and buy a few more blouses and stuff like that if I'm going to be traveling a lot more, because I'm sure they don't want to see me wearing the same two outfits, every other day for a long time. So I had to pick up a few things, and that's okay. But so I'm trying to think of, okay, if I'm going to be traveling a whole lot more than just a few days, I need to really be cognizant about getting my protein in. Of course, when you're traveling on the road, you don't eat as well as you should. So like the hotels have a free breakfast, but they're like shitty breakfast. They've got bagels and toast and all that stuff. And obviously I don't want to do that. So like these last 2 days, my hotel had, free breakfast. So I just had some like scrambled eggs and some sausage patties. Or they had like these little shitty omelets. I had that and a couple pieces of sausage and with coffee, and that's it. And so that's fine. That gives me some protein, no carbs really. But then we go out for lunch, right? And they want to go somewhere, and lunch options are not all that great. I try to pick something. Basically, I stick to the appetizer menu, and that's fine. No big deal. I brought some protein bars with me just in case I needed them, but I didn't. I didn't end up needing them. And then we go for dinner. And then dinner, of course, they're like, oh, you should try the steak here. It's great. I'm like, it's 12-ounce steak. Like, I can't eat a 12-ounce steak. Like, especially steak. Steak, I can only eat like 3 to 4 ounces tops, and then I hit my limit. And I don't want to be like that asshole at the meeting who leaves half of her dinner there and says like, thanks for the dinner, y'all, but I'm full, right? So what does that mean? So I can stick to a salad or something like that, but everybody else is ordering like these huge ass meals, but I realize that doesn't necessarily concern me. So I'm just trying to stick to like the appetizer menu, like get something what did I end up getting? Oh, I got some baked oysters or baked clams, one of those two, and it had like 3 of them because they got an appetizer board, for our little table, and it was like a charcuterie board, which is awesome. It's like meats and some cheeses, and of course it comes with crusty bread, and I can't say no to that. So I had a couple pieces of that, but try to eat, like some prosciutto and some salami and all that sort of stuff, and that was good. But I've got to make like good decisions. But if I'm going to be traveling a whole lot more, then I have to do something else. So I stopped by the store where my surgeon is. They have a store where they sell some like, different protein powders. At home, when I drink protein powder, it's like in a big, 2-ounce tub of stuff. And obviously I do not want to be going through the airports with little baggies full of powder. I'm brown enough, and I get targeted sometimes by TSA or the border. That's awful to say. No, I just don't want to be going through airports and going through TSA with like individual little baggies of powder. So I stopped and I got some like to-go little packets of powder that I can just throw into, a blender bottle, shake it up, and boom, 30 ounces of protein. That will help. If I could do that a couple of times a day, then I feel that I could, probably hit my goals. So I grabbed some of those, picked up a few blouses, but I need to think about something else. So that little bit of protein powder is good. If I take 2 of those a day, that's 60. And then between that and the food that I eat, the good choices that I make at meals, then I could probably get, to 80, certainly. But I generally like going for 100. And I'm only going to do carry-on because I'm only traveling for like a week at a time. So I can't like check liquids and a whole ton of stuff. I only have so much room in my suitcase. So, I mean, I could try to get there and try to go to a store and pick up some stuff. But I don't know. Like, I'm still trying to figure out, what my game plan is going to be. I feel good that at least I got some of that protein powder to help supplement, while I'm gone. And it's funny, so I have these timers that go off on my phone to take my vitamins, several times a day. When we're in the office, I take them before we leave and head out to the office, and then, I have another one that goes off at 11, another one goes off at 4, and then another one goes off at 6. So I'm with all these people, and before I was like trying to be discreet about it. For like the first day, I'd like excuse myself, go to the restroom, and like take my handfuls of vitamins. But by the second day, I was like, we were like right in the heat of a really good conversation. We're making a lot of progress and all that. And I was like, fuck it, watch this, y'all. And I started taking my pills, and I saw one guy watching me because I was like sitting there, standing in a conference room, like pointing out this stuff that they're showing on a board. And I'm just sitting there like popping all these pills and like chugging back. I don't know what he was thinking. Probably that I'm some sort of drug fiend or whatever, but So work is just really spinning up. It's getting, I'm worried about a whole bunch of different things. Like I'm just working all the time. I'm not finding that I'm having the time to do my exercise as in the time that I normally would. Because like I start at 7 o'clock and I'm working until probably, I don't know, 7 at night, and then at 7 at night I'm just freaking exhausted. Like the last thing I want to do is get on the fucking treadmill, but I have to, right? So then yesterday it was like 5 or maybe 6 p.m. and it's like Friday before Memorial Day weekend, before the long weekend. I'm trying to knock some stuff out, and these fucking guys are here doing their construction. Oh yeah, sorry, disclaimer, I'm probably gonna swear a lot because, beer. You guys know that I curse like a fucking sailor. So anyway, so I'm doing my stuff, wrapping shit up, I'm sending emails, people are IMing me and bugging me and whatever. And then these clowns are downstairs working on the project. They're screwing around with the electrical work. Throw the breaker, boom, everything's down. And I was like, okay, I'm done. I'm done for the day. And so I'm just trying to deal with stress in my life. Normally I would, resort to food. Food was my comfort. Food is what I'm familiar with. But that's not a good thing. So I gotta find another outlet, and I gotta find time to get to that outlet. And that's what's going on. So anyway, so I said this morning I was out and I was, shopping around and picking up some additional blouses and shirts and some work clothes that I can take on my business trips. It's crazy. I went to Old Navy and I tried on an extra large and it was too big. So I put on a large and it fit much nicer. And that kind of blew my tiny little brain, that a large would fit. Coming from a 5X, it's just a bit of a mind trip, but pretty cool. Oh yeah, so I didn't even talk about my stats at all. So I started my weight at 401. Surgery weight was 379. My weight as of yesterday, after I got home from my business trip, was I think 197 or 196 point something, rounded up to 197. So I've lost like 204 pounds total, which is awesome, but still not there yet, but working on it. I will tell you though, travel is so much more comfortable when you're not 400 pounds. And that always made me nervous anytime I had to travel for work when I was, at my heaviest, because, you gotta, especially when you gotta like fly in somewhere and then book it, basically go straight to the office, because I'm huffing and puffing in the airport, carrying all my shit around with me and sweating, right? And I'm like, oh, this is embarrassing. I'm gonna get there, I'm gonna be like a hot mess and my face is melting off and all that sort of stuff. But now I find that like I go to the airports and I don't even use the, what are they, the things that move, moving walkways, excuse me. I don't even use this anymore. I just walk and it's great. And I'm not out of breath and I'm not sweating. So airline seats are obviously much more comfortable. I don't need a seatbelt extender. I don't have to worry about, when I book my travel, especially through work, they just assign your seat. And I don't have to think about, oh, shoot, I'm going to be sitting beside somebody. Do I have enough room? Am I encroaching on them? So that peace of mind is nice. It's just much more comfortable. It's easier to get around, and I don't feel super self-conscious, when I'm meeting people and they don't identify me immediately as like this 400-pound person. Like, oh, that's Amy. She's the big girl, I just feel there's a lot of more confidence that comes with it, professionally and personally, which is kind of nice, and it's kind of rewarding, and it makes travel, especially, it makes work in general, a lot nicer, a lot more comfortable. So, but I know I said I was going to do a video about, losing, being in Wonderland and what that means to me and all that stuff. But to be honest, I haven't even had time to really like put my thoughts down on paper in terms of what it means to me. I can tell you real quick that what it means to me is that I have my life back and it's fucking awesome. I could do this big, sorted thing and, have this, amount of, focus, self-reflection, but maybe I will do that. I just don't have time right now. It's been a crazy week. I've got a crazy like 90 days coming up with work. And so that's why, you know, like I said, I ran my errands today and I'm just going to have a beverage or two, maybe go for a dip in the pool and just chill out. Enjoy the long weekend because it will be over very soon. And then everything starts spinning up again. So there really wasn't an update really about weight loss at all or the journey. It's just kind of an update about me and the shit that's going on in my life. I don't know if you care. Oh, I suppose, you know, what would be helpful for me is if there's any of you out there who are road warriors, you know, and you travel a lot for work or you travel a little for pleasure, whatever. If you have any, you know, recommendations of things that I can do apart from, you know, what I said in terms of getting, you know, some protein powder and trying to make good choices. Obviously, when I'm there, I'm not going to have the opportunity to do my workouts the way that I would because, you know, when you travel for work, you don't work a normal day. You know, everybody's kind of flying into a place or whatever. So you start work at like, you know, I think we're going to like leave the hotel at 7:30 in the morning. And then, you know, you don't get home. You don't leave the office until generally 6-ish. And then you got to go and, you know, have dinner and schmooze and all that stuff. And by the time I get back to the room, man, I don't know if I'm going to be able to, you know, maybe I'll see if I can do something. But if anybody has any recommendations or suggestions for what I can do, you know, I don't have a problem necessarily with getting all my vitamins in. That ain't no thing. But anything I can do, and that's another thing, you know, I avoid carbs, especially when you're traveling, because when you have too many carbs, no bueno. Gas. Excuse me, guys. I got to go to the bathroom before I shit myself. Like, I'm not really interested in being in that situation. So it's even more important that I try to avoid carbs because I don't want to shit my pants in front of people or have to like book it to the bathroom and like unleash hell. I'm all class, baby. All class. So yeah, feedback, welcome, bring it. Would love some suggestions. Anyway, hope you guys are good. And I appreciate you sticking around and listening to me vent and rant. And I hope you have a good long weekend. I'll catch up with you guys later. Mwah.